Give me just a second. All right. So, let me catch my breath. All right. Okay. So, today's life lesson. Why do I feel like I am like right up in the camera? Okay. Let's just do this so I don't be all fidgety and shit. Okay. Stop. Okay. We're gonna get it together here in a second. Okay. That's what we're gonna do. All right, let's get to it. Today's life lesson is going to be about jealousy and envy. Usually they're intertwined together, and because they almost mean the same thing. If I remember correctly, I think jealousy is the fear of losing what you already have or losing it to somebody else. Whereas envy is being jealous of what you don't have. So, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think that's how it goes. All right. Those two characteristics, or if you want to call them deadly sins, because they can truly be some deadly sins. That's for sure. If you don't get control over your jealousy and your envy, it can lead you down a path of pure, straight up destruction. You start off just not liking somebody, and all of a sudden that rolls into all this anger and whatever. And instead of you focusing on yourself to figure out why you feel that way, you take it out on the person, and now this little bit of jealousy and envy has turned into you going to jail. And then when it's all said and done, you can't even remember what it was about in the first place. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. Okay. Some people are jealous and don't even know why they're jealous of you. That's the crazy part. That is the crazy part. They're envious of you, of what they wish they had, but what they don't understand is, number one, you're just seeing a perception. Is what you think I have. Once again, you think. You are in control of your thoughts. Okay? So that's the first problem. Second problem is you don't know how I got what this thing I have. You don't know how I went about getting it. And because you have this feeling about yourself, you automatically assume and perceive that how you do go about living your life, that I live my life that way too. And that is terribly incorrect. Now, and then like I said before in one of my videos, if you add in, you look decent, you're intelligent, you got some degrees, you do this, all this stuff that the society say you're supposed to have, and you do all that, and people are jealous of you for having it, even though it is expected of you to have it in today's society. But yet there are people that are jealous of it, even though they can get it too. Yeah, makes no sense, does it? Right. Okay, now, story time. Yeah, so this is a story I want to tell you about how people are so envious of people they don't know, and even when they are shown grace and kindness, to change their feelings about a person, and they still choose not to change their perception. Story time. Okay, here we go. Once upon a time, I used to work at this place. In this place was a lot of negative energy. Negative to the max. Matter of fact, the place was called the jungle because it was that chaotic. But anyway, I digress. So, there was this particular female who just didn't like me. She was one of many, but this particular one, she couldn't stand the ground I walked on, and I couldn't even understand why. Y'all, my forehead is so big. Don't mind that. But anyway, this person did some shady stuff to me. The people powers that be that worked there, they knew she did some shady stuff to me. They knew she did stuff to me while I was on medical leave. They were aware of it. They condoned it. They allowed it to happen. Yeah. And when I came back from medical leave and I found out that this certain individual basically has stole my identity. Yeah. She stole my identity. And I didn't even know this was possible, but I was getting investigated while I was on medical leave. I'm sure that's illegal, but who cares? So anyway, this person, along with a bunch of other people that have jumped on board, okay, for no other reason than there's money involved, right? If you do this, then I give you this, right? You know, quid pro quo type crap. Yeah, so they got a bunch of people involved, whatever, and it was a stressful time. They knew I was stressed. They loved it. Yeah. But the thing was, on one particular day, I was leaving work. It was on a Friday. And me and her had assigned parking spots. And it just so happened her parking spot was right in front of my parking spot. Yeah. And it was on a Friday. And I was getting ready to leave work. And I looked at her car and I noticed she had a flat tire. Now, during this time, I am still being investigated for some bull crap that they, even to this day, have never even told me what the results of the investigation was. Yeah, she was involved in that. She stole my identity, and she was helping top my office phone and some other stuff, but you know, don't even matter. But she disliked me that much. And here it is, she has a flat tire, and I see this. Now, me being me, this is how this went. I knew that she was a single mother. I knew that she was one of the last persons to leave at the end of the day, which is usually at nighttime. It's dark out. It's on a Friday night. Okay? We worked in an area that was not safe. When I say it was not safe, it is not safe. Quick example, my first day there, somebody got shot and killed outside the gate. Okay? I'm just saying not safe. So I'm taking all this into consideration. Also, and the fact that, you know, she has caused problems in my life for no damn reason. Just because of jealousy and envy, right? Okay, so anyway, I wasn't really thinking so much about what she was currently doing to me. It was more of, I'm a female. I know how it is, how it feels to be a single mother. And if I worked at night and I went out to my car, especially on a Friday night in a bad area, and I had a flat tire by myself, I would probably be freaking out or whatever. That's what my mind went to. So what did I do? I called back into the office and I told the guy, hey, can you let her know she has a flat tire? So that was it. And I left and I went home. Monday morning comes. She comes to my office and she tells me, thank you. And you probably would think she comes in and say thank you. And I said, oh, no problem, blah, blah, blah. That's all was said. You would think after that, she would try to change her ways towards me. Not so much. No, she just proceeded. And the crazy part is that it got worse. So I say this story to say, do not let your perception of people get you so caught up in what you think they have and how you think they got it, or being afraid that somebody is going to take something you have. We all are victims, or not victims. We can say victims too, but we all have been jealous. We all have been envious. We all have. But I say to you, check yourself when you get these emotions. Because if you do not get those emotions in check, you will find yourself in situations that you can't get yourself out of, all because you're envious and jealous of what somebody else has, or because, let's just say, you break up with somebody or you divorce them. That's where the jealousy part comes in at. Whoever you have divorced or broken up with, the fear sets in with them because they start thinking about, in most cases, the money. They start thinking like Beyonce, I be damned if I see another bitch on your arm type stuff. Yeah, that's where some females start going, and they let that stuff get up in their head, and they don't realize you don't own anybody. Just because you had something with someone does not mean you have the right nor the authority to control what they decide to do with their lives. Your life is your life. Their life is their life. Nobody is ownership of anybody just because you have a piece of paper. You still have the right to make your own individual decisions. I think if we all get on that same page, things would be great. But I know that's not going to happen. I'm just here to tell people, do not let that envy and that jealousy get you caught up in emotions that you don't even remember why you were upset in the first place, because you are so far gone. It's so far gone. I have seen people that have taken a little bit of jealousy and envy seriously. They don't like how somebody looks, or how somebody says something, or how they perceive someone. Everything is a perception. What you think something is. You don't know for sure. You don't know for facts. You take that little itty bitty perception and you blow it up into something that is nowhere near what you think. When I say to people, I don't want nobody to be jealous of me. Please don't be envious of me. I ask that you learn from these lessons that I try to teach y'all when I get on here. That's what I want. That's what I want for everybody. I don't want anyone to be jealous of me, because what I have gone through, I would not wish upon anybody. So remember that. Remember while we're all being jealous and envious of what we see stuff on TV and what we perceive, that is all an illusion, y'all. That's all an illusion. It's for entertainment purposes. Yeah. But for real, if you don't know the person and you don't know their story, stop being jealous and envious, because you don't know what that person has done or had to go through to get where they are. And most likely, it wasn't easy. It was not. So please, before you get envious of someone, before you want what someone else has, and there's nothing wrong with to admire what somebody else has, or get, take recommendations off of what somebody else does. There's nothing wrong with that. But stop trying to bite off of other people. Have your own mind, please. You have one for a reason. Just don't be jealous. Don't be envious. Because you can have that same thing that they have, or what you think they have. And how you go about getting that just determines who you are as a human. Are you going to take the long route, or are you going to take the easy? It's that simple. So that is it, you guys, for today's lesson. Today's life lesson. Hope everybody has a great Monday. Be kind. Love everyone. Be grateful. Show gratitude in all things, okay? Peace and love, for real, for real. Bye.